But Fnatic's form on any given day, that's something that we've definitely called into question multiple times. And, well, it looks like we'll be getting to our answers fairly quickly here as the game is commencing. Train between Fnatic and Heroic, the first map of this best-of-3 series. And in the Scandinavian showdown, it's going to be really fun to see exactly how this one pans out. And it looks like Fnatic are on the T side to kick things off. And looks like they may just go for a straight-up inner pop.
Yeah, 2 sets of utility.
Well, we've got
here.
reset utility. Yeah. You go. That was so synchronized.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
All right, 2 sets of utility here. Sidewalk smoke coming out for 1 nade set. And a smoke between the bomb train and white for the other, but it's a slow approach from Fnatic. They seem to be walking down. All right, now their presence is known, and oh, what is this? Cadian flash on forward, and he finds a 3K to kick things off here. Map 1, round 1, and Cadian's already off hot. Tessus to take down Golden, and that just leaves JW. At least he has some armor to work with, but those nades have faded, and at this point, Heroic, they're all over this B-bomb site. It's going to be so difficult to make any ground at this point. And yeah, good stuff from Heroic. That was a nice little reaction play from them to set up Cadian.
It's interesting because you would describe that as a retake setup, but it wasn't a retake. They just kind of stopped the take in the first place. So somewhere in between, but one of the more successful setups we've seen. JW's got 25 seconds to kill 4 more players. And he has Kevlar, so at this point he could consider holding on to that. Kind of a crappy round for him, but I feel like when we have a pistol round set up where a team is playing retake, that's probably the most successful, one of the most successful plays I've seen that I can remember. And again, it wasn't a retake; it was just like just stop the take in the first place. I don't even have a name for that.
They held their ground.
A hold. It was a good hold. Oh, maybe a technical? We'll see. Maybe they're just talking.
I don't know.
He's inspecting my inventory.
Getting some snacks, you know? Felt like this round wasn't up to his par. Needing some dried fruit, like mangoes. Those are delicious.
No. If anyone's AFK, they're either toggling cheats or they are receiving a pizza.
Controversial. You just
That's
go
it.
0 to
The
100
only
right
2
there,
things.
James.
Well, you know, when it's the suspect,
What? Oh, Tessus didn't have
suddenly you
head
see them staring at the floor.
That's easy. You know,
Nice.
clean it up.
They'll minimize the damage. Pick up the kit as well. Always nice.
I'm annoyed on how much tag this shirt has. Look at this. I know you guys can't see it at home, but look at this. Look at all this tag for one shirt. Unbelievable.
A lot of instructions on how to wash that thing.
Just a t-shirt, guys.
Well, here we go. We've got the AKs out for Fnatic on round 3. Great chunk of utility to assist it. And what are they up to? Looks like we'll see potentially some outside smokes here, given that they were hanging around the dumpster, checking for an IV aggression, making sure that there's no sort of timing, and if there was to be a timing for that aggression, that they catch it. And let's not forget the fact that Heroic are going to want to take forward the ground here. So I think Fnatic are expecting that would be the case, and Brian, he's quite aggressive there. Obviously wanted to challenge that smoke, so indeed we have this forward aggression from Heroic. They want to take over these choke points. They have these SMGs, and Fnatic are aware that they have to cobble together some kind of strategy that does include the SMGs, and that is, it feels like that's very ambitious from JW. He's going to get taken down. Speaking of ambitious, now Nico is creeping through the smoke, and he'll get caught out as well. Very interesting engagements here from both sides around the T main area. And Flusher's going to take the opportunity to lurk out and or at least try to. It's not going to work out for him this time around. Okay, so Heroic absolutely wrecking Fnatic here.
You have to give credit to Heroic for, well, for Cadian with the little bait he did. Well, we'll see if Brolan can do anything. He's got the bomb. He can make his way down through Connector, but he won't be able to. So after that first kill, Cadian sprayed his entire magazine to kind of bait a peek while Nico was creeping around the smoke with the MP9. It didn't have an effect on that round, but attention to detail early on is good to see. Everybody's focused on Heroic.
I I think one thing we didn't bring up in the pregame that is just criminal we forgot is how strong Tessus is in this ladder position.
Yeah.
He is a beast at holding Pop Dog, and for Fnatic to dislodge him, it's going to be a tall order. It's the utility that they're going to have to expend, or the lives in order to figure out how he's playing. I'm excited to watch this matchup between Fnatic and Tessus, one-man army.
Yeah, Fnatic's usually pretty good at clearing out the ladder stuff as well, so I want to see how Tessus would react to the ladder takes from Fnatic. The pig.
So it's a good point of focus too, because given Fnatic's style of play, the ladder room as the point at which you can sort of pivot a push for either from one site back to the other, or just to have that lack of information for the CTs that you could be doing that, that's really critical to Fnatic, to any team generally speaking, but Fnatic, who is a team that does like to find themselves in those mid rounds, certainly important. Speaking of which, we will get a 3v3 with the bomb planted. Now the question is, can Fnatic hold on to this? They've already had a great round here, and I think any additional damage is surely bonus. Crims would have to get a headshot with this Deeg. And here he goes. Won't work out for him.
And Tessus just showed that round why ladder is so important. It was a 3-on-3 situation. He was able to fast flank the inside right away, and even though Fnatic was on a force spy and only had pistols, it was still, you know, that's why ladder's so important. He heard the people run inside, so he could time the flank really easier. A lot easier.
Makes that retake a lot more manageable when you're approaching it from multiple angles. Just the amount of pressure it puts on Fnatic now for future rounds is also so important. Might weaken any kind of sight hit towards B that'll come out. And Tessus towards ladder. They just jump down at him. Golden able to find that opening kill, and it looks like Crims will find one as well. Fnatic find a big opening at this outer yard here, just brute forcing their way onto this bomb site.
This is awkward. There's two AWPs on Heroic, so they may lose at least one of them here. See, Cadian's in an awfully difficult position, trying to survive here. A couple of shots, just pulling out the nades, and it's definitely no space or breathing room to work with that one. This is the exact right play at the exact right time for Fnatic to make. If the only way that this round would have worked out for Heroic is if Tessus is able to win at least one of those kills, giving his AWPers at least like a little bit more space to work with.
Yeah, it felt like he just didn't have the right spawn to try to sprint into ladder like that.
Yeah. And also, I guess one of the things to think about as well is if you're playing the double AWPs, you also you make that play as a rifler, you're going to be very separated from the AWPs. You won't be able to support them very well. So I guess it just depends on how you want to strategize your defense and how the AWPing dynamic works on your team. Some teams, work really well, with an AWP who's buddied up with a rifler. You can, use utility with them or like play forward setups with them, keep them safe and vice versa. And sometimes you can pick some spots which are really good without support.
Quick look. And Flusher doesn't see anything in the ladder. We'll see if he chooses to stay down there. Nope. Just going to do some more. Maybe reading that nobody's going to walk in there for free. All right, playing aggressive as usual around that A bomb site. Love to see it. Not every team does it, but gives you so much more power when you can. So Nico spotted some presence up top and will try to buy some time. And you can see that Cadian is on the rotation now with his AWP. Still one of two on the Heroic squad. See what position he chooses to hold. Tessus is close towards ladder, and there are two Heroic players by Sandwich. Three to bear in mind their positions for the Ivy area. Borup can take care of that as he goes towards the trains. So GW looks like he might throw a smoke towards Ivy, just to keep people entertained on that A-bomb site.
You're not entertained.
The tease up and down.
I wish I could do that.
Survive being on the ladder.
Really good spot from Nico.
Here's a question to the B-bomb site,
perfect timing.
Yeah, again, they've got that flash on the side to allow the teammates to come out of connector. Look at the swing, two-man swing as well. So it's very nicely done by Heroic, which they'll stop Fnatic from planting a bomb for the time being. In fact, the bomb's been dropped now with that loss on Brolant, and Prims has got so much to do, but with 15 seconds, his options were limited. And 4-play survive for Heroic, which is always important to note. No consecutive round for Fnatic just yet.
That was such fast rotate from Heroic. Even though time was kind of winding down, the fact that they're just all there when Fnatic was hitting the bomb site is just kind of funny to see.
And it's such an excellent setup with Nico there at the cloud position and throws that flash for sidewalk so that when they are close, sometimes the worst feeling can be you scale out too quickly and then an op just picks you out as your, which JW is known for, to just post down that angle. But he sets them all up with that flashbang, and Tessus again, he's challenged. JW tries to make the falling op work, but loses his life for it.
Yeah, Fnatic wanted to run something faster, but Heroic expecting that, okay, well, Fnatic have a lot of money. The last thing that they tried that was successful was that super fast round. They pre-nade the hell out of team main to avoid any such scenario from happening. And Fnatic understood to wait for that as well. The damage done to Flusher, though, and losing JW already certainly creates problems for Fnatic in this round. How do you finish the round? They have full utility, so they can set piece something if they truly want to. And for Heroic, they're in such a good spot here. They have used quite a lot of their utility, but they're pretty strong in the numbers. And it's a fast burst towards that B side here for Fnatic as they look for the plant. Storm is able to take down one. Nice position here from Tessus. So far, it's been very well done from Heroic in how they're not overextending, but they're playing together. They're very coordinated in how they retake. Here they're allowing the bomb to go down, but they are going to be slowly moving in as a line. The flying V.
Wow. They had 2 more incendiaries as well, Heroic. Nico was around that connector position with a second player, so I think they could have actually potentially stopped a bomb plot from happening. I see it was on the side. But anyway, Heroic are just building money now. No losses in this round.
Heroic is having some odd angles in the inside bomb site. The fact that Fnatic got inside the bomb site without anyone pushed up, maybe they were kind of deceived in a way, thinking that maybe there's Thor outside at the time. Because Brawling got picked off at the op by lower ramp, but I don't think he was expecting someone inside to be looking towards that spot as a CT. They were like behind yellow or whatnot, looking towards the lower ramp instead of maybe focusing on the bomb site. It's a little interesting tidbit.
Fnatic are going to have to rethink their approach just a little bit. This is a nice look for them, but this is such an awesome counter Molotov coming out from Tessus there. Landing at the top of ladder to damage Grims. That's so sick of Tessus there. He knows the meta inside and out for this position. Now he's able to take control once again. Even dodges the nade on top of that. So much utility actually going his way, and yet they still haven't gotten him out. He's such a problem. Yeah, he's so persistent.
He is a nuisance.
It feels like after a while he's forcing it, but he still manages to stay alive and keep that position. You think at one point Fnatic would just hard challenge him, but it is so impressive what he's done. And now the utility for Fnatic has really fallen. They don't have any more Molotovs. They use at least 2 at that spot, quite a few flashes as well. That really hamstrings their efforts to try to get onto any bomb site now.
I think you said it right there, that they need to realize now that they actually just have to straight hard force the kill if they want to take that position over. They're looking for that late splits there through Ivy. Wanted to get out of team main and ladder as well, but obviously that's been held down by Heroic. Important kills coming in though through the back lines. Fnatic looking to wrap onto the bomb train, and they may just have enough time to plant here. There we go, the bomb is getting set on this A side. There's Tessus though. A nuisance still from that sandwich position. Still 3 left though on the Fnatic side of things. They're playing it passively. They want to use the bomb timer to their advantage and really force these CTs into compromising positions. Nico, oh, the timing there for JW is not ideal. Oh, it is really not ideal. The barrel's going to be showing, and this should be an easy kill. There we go, 2 versus 2 time though. They have to get on the defuse right away. And it looks like Flusher may have nailed this one from the ladder room. And indeed, Fnatic will hold on to the post plant.
That is actually a really good call by Fnatic. As we've been seeing Heroic do from time to time is Tess is always in ladder room, always being a nuisance. And also Heroic is stacking people and being aggressive towards the middle, which allows the ladder guy to have a bit more fallback room to able, you know, with Tess can hop out, hop back in, hop out, hop back in, because Heroic has such control over these early game choke points. And then Fnatic, on the other hand, when Ivy, when they push, so very good call by Fnatic to kind of run around it.
We've got Cadian all the way through Ivy already. Golden has crossed the line, and Cadian's going to fall back, so not sure what happened before that. That was a very expensive round for Fnatic. Heroic had the money for a full buy, and Fnatic's buy is pretty reasonable, all things considered. Man, I'm thoroughly enjoying this ladder play. It's absolutely ridiculous. Kind of reminds me of the old sound of the ladder, which was so violently clunky when you think about it compared to how it is now. I loved it, but when you go back and hear it, it is absolutely brutal and it's painful. It's literally painful to listen to.
Yeah, Valve did a great job with all the new sounds, to give them some credit.
We never did sounds of CSGO with ladders. We should have done that.
It's never too late. We've got a meeting of the minds on Ivy here with Golden and Cadian, who's going to take him out. That was some fortunate timing on his side. I could have easily gone the other way, and then maybe we would have had one player on the B bomb site. And there's like a minimal warning creep, and Nico's ready for the first shot. A flashbang, not sure where it came from, but it'll delay for a second. We've got Tessus on a potential late flank as Bora makes his way through connector. Cadian trying to catch the cross. Very nicely done by him, but JW's got the back.
JW, 1 versus 3. He's got to get that bomb planted. The CTs could just wait, just pause and force him to plant at this point. They don't even have to face him. He has to stick the plant, and if he doesn't, he's going to lose the round. And these CTs are very close. He's trying to bait it out. He's going to need to pick it up there. Has to go for the plant again. He's actually going to get it here. So as he falls back, he's going to have to try to find some engagements from this position. Drop into smoke to create some more space. And Heroic, they could absolutely be losing this one if they're not careful. JW is quite the menace in these positions. Up the ladder, trying to find a good angle. Oh, Cadian's going to take him down. I was really worried when in the 1v3, one of the Heroic players just tried to rush him down when he had 5 seconds to plant.
I was a little worried that Heroic had 2 ops out and none of them wanted to hit out the pistol. They're all just focusing with their op, just waiting for him to re-peek or something.
Sick shot from Cadian, by the way, to like look away from a flash while scoped in with the AWP is kind of is really annoying to do unless you know on that DPI switch.
It was very Woxic of him. It's what Woxic does to every flash, I feel like. Anytime he sees it on his screen, he can just turn his hand probably 3 inches because he's playing on such high sensitivity. But
yeah,
Cadian, you don't see that very often, so he must have really thrown his hand across his mouse and back.
Broke his wrists.
Well, no team's been broken just yet in terms of their economy at the very least. Now, we know Heroic have got some nice executes into the main position, but just some of the AWP will be enough. It's just getting tagged. Still alive, though. Completely blind. Preemptive. No one down just yet. Borup's taking care of A in the meantime. Nico's rotated off from the B bomb site, so all the CTs will be here. Borup by E-Box, finally taken out by Borland, but he insta-trade is there with a flying HE. That leaves Flush with 10 HP in a dream, position unknown. I don't think the CTs are close enough to hear where he is, so he'll have the element of surprise to some degree, not that he necessarily knows that. We can see very proactive AWP on the way, and he just can't escape. It's a difficult T-side so far for Fnatic.
And so you saw Fnatic right there try to take out the person in ladder with having nades coming down ladder and people to peek over from T-Con, but Heroic doing an amazing job of getting these picks in the middle, making it harder. If they want to swing on ladder, they have to expose himself in the middle. And Ston is just, he's just picking off one person. It's just bite Fnatic in the ass.
I really like from Heroic so far that they are showing just very strong fundamentals and team play. You can't actually say with Heroic that they've done anything fancy. Honestly, they know where the meta is, and they're just playing a really solid defense without really throwing any risks in, like big risks in there. They're not really trying to make too aggressive plays all the time. They're just having so much success just deflecting Fnatic's attacks, just reading the situation well, and I love the discipline in the retake scenarios. Their movement as a team has actually been very good in the retakes. This is a great look for Heroic, and Cadian is delivering with the AWP as well. He's hit some great shots, honestly, and there we go, finding the timing. Staunt just peels away one more player, gets the info for his team. Fnatic, one of the potential win conditions here for them is the fact that they have the numbers advantage, but one of the numbers was taken away, so that whole concept has been weakened by Staunt. Just a slight right eye advantage there for Roland.
We might just see ourselves a bomb plant. There's a Molotov for Borat, but he's on the A site still. I'm really unsure as to what might be going on, but they've got the information now. See if everybody rotates or if they expect a lurker. Well, Fnatic have still got Brolan with an AK-47, and he really has been on fire recently, so let's make no... Oh, he's dead, never mind. Well, Flusher's here close with the Desert Eagle. Now he's got himself an M4. It's still a hairy round for Heroic. Cajun, he's been good with the AWP thus far. There's 2 more players to take out. They don't want this to be expensive, as this would actually hurt him for the next round. Another delivery from Cadian, and Borat finishes off the job, so 3 players will survive for Heroic. That could have been a lot worse for them, but it's all good in the hood.
Feels like Cadian is a product of the first 5 rounds for himself every time. If he has a great start, he rarely fails to continue delivering, but if you see him just get into his own head, pressing tab too much, seeing that scoreboard and he's at the bottom of it, it's hard for him to get back into games at times. But this is one of those games where he's just really feeling himself. That 3K on the pistol and also cleaning up the following couple of rounds with rifle frags, I'm sure that really got him going here, fired him up, and he's looking like the strongest player in the server.
Might point that he's probably an emotional person in the game, if that's the case. You know, if he gets down early, he stays down. If he's up hot, he gets really hot. Manic, as you could say. I've known a bit of players back in the day that used to be like that. Like, don't give this guy 2 kills on pistol. He'll just go nuts.
Using those nades to try to prevent the fast timings. That's the most dangerous thing for Heroic to defend, is when Fnatic are able to actually split correctly. But so far they haven't really been able to do that more than one time, really. Heroic have been very good at defending these positions, and we can see Tessus once again. He is an absolute demon in the ladder room position, playing it very intelligently. With a smoke.
See this molly, right? You do that molly, and then you put 2 HEs close inside. That's how you trap the CT in that position. I want to say it was Avangar. It was either Avangar or Fours who do that. I've got a clip of it somewhere, but that's the GG play there. Not enough teams are doing that. Not enough teams were ever doing it. It was very rare that I saw it.
Yeah, it feels like that's actually the necessary thing against what Tessus has been doing. Because you can also see that even though Fnatic will throw down that Molotov and force out a smoke, which is great and everything, they still don't have that ladder room, and they're not vying for ladder room control, even though it's been voided now by the CTs. Double into the setup instead. Roland looking for a trade. Nico on the fadeaway will find another conversion, and Fnatic, once again, it feels as though the round truly is being dictated to them. And when you're on the T side, that's never a good sign for your prospects. Desperation station for Fnatic as they continue to push. We'll find that headshot, but trade is in from Tessus. And that's another round from Heroic. They look extremely good right now. I don't think I've seen them look this clean fundamentally. Usually when we're seeing games like this, they're making aggressive moves, maybe getting a little bit fortunate, hitting, the individuals are coming out hot. And it doesn't feel like this is result is in any way about the individuals of Heroic. It feels like it's team play to me and a good game plan.
Yeah, it's a lot of great macro plays from them. That two-man push at the lower ramp at that point in the round. It's not an early round play. It's not how we see some teams try to get themselves involved too early in the round. It's just they felt like they needed some information, and they did it with the buddy system, and it worked out wonderfully. Caught Fnatic off guard completely.
Yeah, it feels like on Fnatic's T side is that the round starts after they push back ladder, or they have to push back ladder before they can actually go in the game plan. And that's what Heroic is doing so nicely. They, as Dan said, they're dictating the pace pretty much as a CT. And when you're a T side, that's the first kind of step of actually coming back in the game is stopping the pace of the CT. You got to stop these guys from pushing ladder. You see right now that Fnatic is doing whatever they can to get control of ladder.
Double also been actually quite good for Heroic overall as well, I would say. Storm might be in a spot bother here. There's that smoke. Again, this is like a meta game thing. You know, when you see that smoke, do you know all the plays that are possible that people are running at this point in time? And looks like Storm will be quite aware as to what the play was around that smoke. Catches JW. Flusher going down as well towards the ladder room. And it's going to be a 3 versus 4 now for Fnatic with a minute remaining. Crims is the most forward player towards the bomb site. Really, everything rests in this round on Crims and what he's able to do. And that's a favorable timing. And maybe there's a chance here. Crims, oh my god, just barely gets out of that one alive and even converts the kill out of it. That's kind of unreal. And now that a round for Fnatic could be on the cards as they get into this post-plant scenario.
Oh, it looks like this will come down to this Halls play for Cadian, but he's waiting. Seems like Stown is getting a lot of information, and at this point, Cadian should probably have a strong suspicion that both of these Fnatic players are tucked into the halls. Stown will tap the bomb, and that will force Fnatic to peek, and that will enable Cadian perfectly. This is such a nice little team play between the two of them, and it just leaves Crims with 9 HP. Oh, and that's such a good Molotov. Cadian can just stick the bomb now. There's nothing Crims can do about it. And Heroic will find their 11th round here. Just barely, though.
Oh my god, you love the fact that, it just as you called it, the fact that Cadian waits to push until his teammate taps the bomb was
smart.
So smart. Not enough. It's so simple.
They need to highlight that play. The smartness of that play.
It almost sucks that we're like, wow, that's really smart, because it's kind of it's so basic, but that's the kind of, those are the small things that people don't do enough, and it's so impactful.
Yeah, Heroic's comms are totally on point today.
Yeah,
that's just great teamwork between them.
So rewarding to watch stuff like that. Fnatic are getting absolutely schooled right now by the Danes. And they've only got potentially 4 rounds at best to take into the next half. Heroic just denying these outside plays so effectively. Fnatic cannot get out of T-Ramp, or as I say that though, they get 4 kills from T-Ramp. T-Ramp, T-Main, sorry. What on earth is that?
They just barreled on through it, it looked like. There was so much utility from Heroic flying at that T-Con position, but it wasn't enough to stop their bullets, apparently. That's seemingly Fnatic stealing one there, where you would have thought, with all of the utility being thrown at T-Con, that would have been enough, but that actually might be good enough for Fnatic to achieve 2 rounds.
I didn't realize Heroic is so broke.
Yeah.
How are they so broke?
Just 1 alive in that previous one. A couple of these rounds have involved a couple more casualties than Heroic would have liked. That's always just the star power of Fnatic getting something done when really there's not much to do. So.
The double op system's a little expensive.
That too. The upkeep of the double op does cost a lot.
Well, we've all seen how effective a force buy looks on this map for the CT side, so we'll see if Heroic have any shenanigans to put on display. Another pick for
It
gold.
was actually Dream Eaters who were doing that grenade I was talking about. I was just looking up. Yeah, I'm just sending it out on the
Dream Eaters
on the Twitter because more people need to do it.
Dream Eaters were really good at Train. When they were going into that Berlin Major, they had such an interesting approach to this map that really abused Ivy in a way I haven't seen many teams do before that. But talk about that later, or maybe never, honestly.
11-4 at the end of the first half. Heroic with a monstrous performance. We'll see if they can close this one down easily after the break. Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
Global offensive.
Counter-Strike.
Global offensive.
Counter-Strike.
Okay, we have a really interesting situation on our hands. Fnatic are on the CT side. They are really good at playing the CT side. It's definitely more comfortable for them, I think. I feel like there's more variance on their T sides, but that's my personal opinion. They've got that 1 HE, the kit on flush, everyone else with the Kevlar. They need a good result here. Crims, he needs to find some heads. He's got to burst those grapes.
I love grapes.
They're juicy.
Especially frozen.
There is much nutrition to be had here on this B-bomb site, imminently for Fnatic. They're not doing anything.
Yeah,
They're just sitting there.
Fnatic is still wondering where this hit is going to end up. Heroic seem to have made up their mind. And I'm surprised Fnatic aren't making some kind of info play. That seems like it would be the Fnatic style. But maybe
Could be a trap though.
Yeah, exactly. They think maybe Heroic is laying a trap.
Yeah, and this map you have such fast rotations as the CTs anyways that I think you're as pressured for those info plays. And there we go. It's going to be a B push indeed. Fnatic now start to rotate players in. Golden gets the first pop, and we'll get pops going either way. Oh no, it looks like Fnatic is starting to get the better of these exchanges. Yeah, it's PT50, can't find his target.
God damn.
Just like that. That's a pretty clean start for Fnatic. That's exactly what you want to see. But the danger of that bomb plant exists.
Uh-oh. But regardless of the bomb plant, I think Crims did a very good job holding the oil area. He allowed his teammates a safe rotate in the bomb site without them pushing all the way towards the oil train area. I think it's very important. Playing an anchor or inside a bomb site is just, it's okay to let them plant the bomb. Just hold an area, spot, call out numbers, and secure the rotates. Secure the rotates. That's the key.
Can I see Broland's POV quickly? Is that possible?
You want to see his knife, don't you? His combo.
No. I wanted to see his armor because he had like 16 HP. So I was thinking maybe he was just shot in the head, but no. So he's got to spend $1,000.
Got glocked.
I was just curious if he would have the M4 and grenades. He could still have the M4 though.
Oh,
But it's always good to know.
That's a good observation, Dan.
Do we
That
think
assumption. Or not Dan,
we'll get
sorry,
a force
James.
buy?
Sorry.
Dan,
I'm
What did
sorry.
Dan say?
I'm sorry.
we have very different complexions.
He's not looking at you. He doesn't see that way.
I've just been saying Dan a lot at this.
Damn.
I know how it feels.
I'm sure you've referred to someone as Dan at some point, James.
He called me Dan once.
You guys look the same.
So what now, James? What now? Called Eric Dan.
Oh, nice catch by
Ooh.
JW. If we actually get the full save from Heroic, they're going to have a huge buy next round.
My goodness, they kept their Glocks with 3.1k. Not even a 50 in Bora?
Okay, so I think this would be quite cool to use this time. We should each try to predict what we think what round Heroic will run in the gun round. So there's a lot of different options. Maybe it's going to be an Ivy-centric default. Maybe it's going to be inner-centric default. Maybe we're going to see a split. Maybe ladder control into like a late round, A hit. What do we think is going to happen?
I'll go first. I think it's going to be a 1-2-2 default that focuses on box haul first, and then they'll take ladder, and then it'll be a B split. Or a B hit, just to be exact.
Okay, Eric, what do you got?
What was the question?
Question is, what round are Heroic going to run in their next gun rounds, the next rounds?
What's the strat?
I think. Well, I can't just say the same thing you do, right?
It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be
Three
fast.
Ivy.
I'd do
Three
Ivy.
Ivy.
I was gonna say Ivy. At the same time, you
Three
said
Ivy. But
it.
how many Ivy? How many?
I'd say
I said
2.
three.
I think 3 is a little bit of overcommitment. Let's do 2. Let's see if they get a pick.
I think they're gonna
2's
go.
a bitch move, Eric. It's 3.
I think we're gonna see a one IV, a default 1 IV.
Come on, spit it out, mate.
2 clear inner, 2 around ladder, and then in mid rounds they're gonna go for a set piece outside for a ladder team main split.
2
my
Ivy.
guess.
2 Ivy guys.
2 IV.
Well,
Two
let's
Ivy.
see where Tessus goes. Let's see where Tessus goes. Oh, okay, fine. Fine.
But the question is, they may use 2 to take Ivy, but what's going to be that end of round play? I still think there's a strong argument for that outside push later on, just because they have the AK advantage, they have the firepower advantages against the SMGs and so on, and the FAMAS. Although Crimson's deadly, Thorn's actually out there from Ivy. He's already trying to infiltrate those backlines. He's that old bomb almost. Oh, that smoke as well. That's really annoying for the CTs. That feels very uncomfortable.
Pulls people out of position so much, but they've got smokes of their own as well, Fnatic. Very awkward situation for them. Doesn't a grenade collision do like 2 HP of damage? I feel like Borup could die to flashbang or something. Well, gold has been picked off. And that's going to force Flusher's position. I got a laggy video, so I'm going to have to throw it back to you guys.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Cadian, unable to trade that kill. I think he had the AWP, and it's going to be up to Tessus now. He's got to do some more damage here. 1 more kill would be acceptable. And that's well played by Fnatic. That actually felt like for Heroic, they had a lot of opportunities there, honestly, to win that round. Credit to Fnatic to be better on the shots.
Yeah, when it becomes a scrappy default like that, where so many players are in various positions, it's 1, likely that a CT team is going to come out on top, and 2, it's likely that Fnatic is going to come out on top. They like those kinds of situations a lot. When things are just all over the place, so scattered, and it's up to the individuals to just handle the chaos. It's usually them and their experience who are able to come out with the dub.
Yeah, if you do those kind of late round pokes, you need pretty much coordinated FBs on the wall to at least make the situation.
Oh!
Nice. HGs. That's pretty glorious there. Flusher, aggressive as ever, will get taken out. And Heroic, again, they're in that spot where they have to try to find some damage, but JW catching Storm off guard will not help that argument, nor will this. But for Fnatic, they are having the exact start to this CT side that they needed. And one thing that I think is worth noting today is that yesterday, one of the issues for Fnatic was that JW really wasn't having a performance whatsoever against... Who are they playing again? OG? I think it was OG, wasn't it? Was it OG? No. Big. What am I talking about? It all blurs together at this point. Yeah, JW wasn't present against Big. So it's good to see that he's off to a good start here today.
Yes. It was a bad day yesterday for JW. Let's see if he's able to recover. Flusher, though, tagged down by Cadian, who is having an excellent day thus far. But will they expect Golden?
Oh, God. Nasty surprise for Brolan. How does he escape with a grenade in his hand? How on earth is he still alive? They can't pursue him either because you don't know what else is around that corner, exposed to the entire site. But he is very fortunate to get away with that one.
I would never
Borup's on 2
there.
HP again. Borup's just like the king of 2 HP at the moment. Oh, that's free! It's gratis! He's collected the tokens and he's claimed his reward.
Gotta pay the toll to get towards Ivy.
He's got a really good read of the rotation here and the movement from Heroic. JW is looking very dialed in at the moment. And Heroic, what are they waiting for? I guess they would really love a pick. Maybe they're waiting for an info play of some kind, but in a 4v4 like this with 40 seconds left, Fnatic, they're just playing really passive on both bomb sites, more or less. The only forward player really is Crims. towards that inner position. Everybody else is in very defensive spots. It's a nice first kill from JW. And Heroic, are they going to save actually? Because if they save, the money will be a little bit weird, but they could force into it. But no, it looks like they're going to go for Acadian. He's leading the way with the AWP. Player in sandwich. It's another AWP. It's JW, of course.
He heard that.
And boy, what was he going to
8
do about
seconds
it?
to plant this bomb. And this round, I think, is already over. Oh, at least he doesn't die after time. So there's that. Fnatic are catching up quite nicely. Just 2 rounds away from Heroic now. We'll have to figure out how to break this CT side. Fnatic have an opportunity to build some money now.
Yes. Yeah. It was 11-4 half. 5-0 now. In this.
It's a lot of rounds in a row. Good confidence.
Heather
booster for Fnatic.
Gorozzo, G Money, also known as G Unit. At Sapphire GG. The second G is for G Unit.
It's good to know.
7 rounds in a row for Fnatic, actually. You continue from the previous half. That was such a strong info play from JW there. Just the op crouch walking down. Stown looked primed and ready to stop it, but at some point it looked like there was a call for Stown to take some space away at that Ivy position, and he just, if he waited just a little longer, but
You got
that's
timed.
yeah.
You got time. That's how it goes sometimes, especially when you're JW.
yeah, you just
Timing people.
JW finds those timings. So good at it. So good at making other people feel like they're unlucky.
Then is that luck?
No, it's actually never.
You don't believe in luck, do you?
There's some element of luck.
There's
Yeah.
4 kinds of luck, Eric. It's a nuanced phenomenon. Oh, they're getting wrecked.
The other two.
So how you guys doing?
Oh.
Just enjoying the game, enjoying the silence for a good 10 seconds. Kind of wondering what can Heroic need to do to bust this Fnatic defense, because Fnatic offense, much to be desired right there, but their defense, their CT sides of maps, that's usually when they pick it up.
Strong like pizza kebab. That's why they're so good, Fanatics. That Swedish staple, that national dish. Ooh, the air strafing from JW was like he's on a KZ server. Okay, well, we were wondering if anything would be done in this round, and the bomb is on the other side of the map, but Nico can do some damage. He could actually just hold on to this AK as well, because he's got 3,000 in the bank. So why not?
Yeah,
It's kind of equal either way, but I'm sure, you know, I guess at this point you might as well hold on to it. I don't think he's likely to get another kill here, so there we are.
What was the kebab you just mentioned?
Pizza kebab.
Pizza kebab?
Oh, I heard about that. Oh, that's not ideal.
That hurts.
That
when you
hurts.
go.
Stings.
I will send production a picture of pizza kebab,
Is it good?
so we can explore it between maps, because you sound very confused, which is fair. It's you have to see it to
Yeah.
understand it.
You're a man of empathy.
But I have it documented. I've got documentation. I think it was Fifth Laren who took me to a DreamHack once, so we'll see. I'll send it to Slime.
I like pizza.
Pizza kebab's
Good
pretty
to
good in Sweden. Nice opening there from Storm. They've had enough. They simply had enough. And Storm will continue to push as far as he can until he gets dropped. But he's created all this space for his teammates. They've filled all the holes and gaps at the front of the A site there to try to make their way to that bomb plant. Crims will wrap around the hell position, looking to see if there's any attack towards that sandwich position. And he's going to finally fall in the effort of defending that. Heroic, they are finding success out of a very energetic play together. Oh dear. That could open some possibilities up here. That one kill. They were going to save, I think, until that kill.
Which, is it a bait?
I mean, it could.
There's no way he gets a defuse. No way. There's no way. Just I feel like on train, if the bomb is anywhere near the line, okay, if it's in that default spot, it's just so simple to line things up, and on that corner as well. With where Heroic are, it ain't happening, man. It ain't happening.
That's a nice change of pace by Heroic.
It's exactly the same way, in fact, that Fnatic got their first gun round, I think, after losing like 5 in a row or whatever it was. It was just like they just rushed it. Interestingly enough.
They're tired of dealing with the ladder pushes, T-con pushes. Bring the fight to them.
Good tempo shift from Heroic. Looking to bring it to a crescendo.
Borb with 2 HP again.
Oh!
Nice.
Not this time, Borb.
That's so well played by Brolan. Oh! No, the lineup! Oh, that's a disaster for Fnatic. That's so unfortunate. Now, Heroic are in such a strong position. JW does get boosted up. He could find some cheeky kills here. He's going to whiff the first shot. And they are very wary of this. Oh, wow. Great HE coming through from the Ivy position. JW cannot find what he needs to find there. This is devastating. Fnatic, if they lose this round, their money's really in a suboptimal position. There's that plant. And they have the AWP as well on Cadian, so it will be very, very hard to deal with this. The smoke on Flusher could help, though. He's also the one that's closest to the bomb train. So he could drop a smoke on that bomb, and there's an option available to him. There we go, there it is. Cadian's taken down. Crims, in the meantime, is rotating towards the back lines, which will effectively cover any of Flusher's options. So the money's just effectively been ruined now.
Try to ninja, you think? If they give it to him.
Oh dear. Noble efforts. That 2K from ladder was just a pain, man. It was unhealthy. It was chemically washed chicken. This wasn't good for him.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Chemically washed chicken.
Yeah, you don't
That's
want
what you
that.
guys are eating out there in America.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, man. It's not allowed here.
I eat free range only.
How do you think they watch that?
They wash themselves. They have free range. They're responsible for
They're
their
watched by
own
cats.
well-being.
It looks like an Ivy play from Heroic. Fnatic's kind of given up on Ivy. They're playing more towards the Hell area, pushed up towards ladder.
How is Golden not using the Golden Deagle, man? There's something wrong here. But it is to be noted that he has a Deagle. We've seen him with a fair few Deagle shots of late. The rest of his team with M4s. Very light on grenades, but they're still letting Heroic make their initial play at the very least. Oh, Fangles.
Oh, no,
Oh,
JW. I can hear the pain in your voice.
Oh, man. Oh, the bomb, though. Actually, at Old Bomb Train now, there is a way that Fnatic can recover this round, despite the man disadvantage. Heroic just have to be on top of their game for this one. Golden pushing around the smoke, still causing such a disturbance here. This has become so awkward for Heroic, but it looks like they're recovering. Golden desperately spraying, and he won't find anything. Leaves just Flusha in the 1v4, but oh man, the bomb once again. It's right in his sights. Heroic have no more nades to work with. So they can't
the time is
take
what,
him.
20 seconds.
Yeah, they can't take him away from this position. This is actually so doable. How is Flusha going to play this one? Swings wide, and he doesn't hit the spray. It was so
Man,
hairy.
there's a tick with old players, like 1.6 players and so on. You'd often see them just pressing QQ. It's like to make the gun feel fresher, make them more alert when they're holding an angle or something for a while. But also, I think it's like a reassurance to make sure when you press Q, your pistol's going to come out as opposed to your knife, if you've been running, which is something I do as well sometimes. But it's such brutal timing because they're all huddled together. He could potentially get 2 kills there, even more than that. But instead, the good old Q button comes out.
Something
Should
that
unbind it.
No, something that I do that's pretty dumb when I think about it now is I sometimes switch weapons to see what nades I have.
Oh, you should just have the inventory on your
Well,
screen.
yeah, that's why I said it sounds dumb.
That's
when I think
incredibly
about
stupid.
it.
Wow.
But
Jeez.
I'm usually
I've-
pretty aware of what nades I have for the most part. But you know, every once in a while, it's like, oh. Okay.
I'm glad I've never seen you do that. Everyone has
It's-
has
it's-
Oh, Crims.
Ooh.
That's dirty, isn't it? Out of the air with that dig. And now it's going to be a 2 versus 3 for Heroic. Very recoverable. Flusher in this upper position, though, is going to be really annoying. Tessus has to get claims to space here. Oh my god, what is happening? Oh, that's so unfortunate for JW.
Oh,
That's
that
actually
is-
really key that
Oh, dear.
Tessus survives there.
It's a telegram with bad news for Flusher. He's golden. To try and avoid a 1 versus 2. He has no kit. Oh, well, he's got half the information. Trying to make his way over, but with the side plant as well, this should be impossible. There's no kit, man. Could hold on to the AK, but he'll get the execution style.
Damn.
And there's game point for Heroic.
Thankfully for Fnatic, they were playing for OT in terms of their buy, so they'll have an opportunity here, and a good one at that. Good utility, good weaponry. There is a chance for them.
By the way, the only application I can think of for the QQ and the quick weapon switch is for like AWPing. To either take the AWP away, get a pistol out, put the AWP back
He's an
again.
opera too. It was JW, so
So,
habits run deep.
yeah. Well, fast round coming out from Heroic. They want to finish things off in explosive fashion, but the only thing that's exploding is them. As the defense looks to hold pretty damn strong. Can't even finish the sentence, and they've already crushed the push. 11 to 15 for Fnatic as they try to claw their way back into, well, contestation of this map. I mean, I feel like, you know, obviously Heroic are going to be in a position where they're going to have at least another couple gun rounds
Oh no!
to do this.
Oh,
I
double
saw
up.
Tess button up. I think he accidentally button up. Unless it's planned double up.
There's no accidents, only.
I mean, I like double. I like the idea of a double up on T side. I wish, but it's never used.
There we go. Both Wolves trying to find a pick at once. Will be Cadian to be successful. And what do you do if you're Fnatic? This is oh, they're actually fully rotating towards B. They're actually leaving A completely. There's only one player there. Gambling on that B bomb site. Nico though with the first kill. JW able to keep things alive from that connector position. He's gonna have to rotate around as the bomb gets planted in the open. Is Nico?
Ooh.
It's up to Crims now, and he's gonna do a stellar job trying to do what he can to get this bomb defused with the help of Brolan, who now is going to take down Nico. There's a bit of a sound cue. That's absolutely crazy. I thought that would have hit actually from Storm. That flick attempt, defuse coming through again. He can't stop it. And Fnatic pick up the round. Ooh, we need a save now from Heroic.
Yeah, I was thinking the opening pick was excellent for Heroic, but trying to convert with the double op is rather difficult on Train. That's where it always becomes hard.
I think they was a little too loose towards entering that inside bomb site. They got the pick, and then Cadian kind of just peeks top ramp without any nade support. Like there's nothing being tossed from the T side other than the smoke.
Yeah, he just wanted to end the game because they had a 5v3 advantage at that point, actually. They got he found the opening pick, they found a pick at that lower ramp as well, and then he just swings out wide. And it'll be a
Smart spawn.
quick round, looks like, from Fnatic and Heroic here. Oh, no bomb plant.
Yes!
Oh, no knife.
Aw, man.
Golden with his superb nade, defusing the bomb for being planted.
More important, I guess. Meh. I live for knife kills, man. I remember I was playing a match in I think it was a Mythic League tournament, and Flom was commentating it, and there were 2 FPLC players, and I knifed both of them in the pistol round on the B-bomb site on Train. But anyway, Fnatic are fighting to stay in this map, and Heroic are back on the buy. No misbuys on this occasion. It amazes me that some pros still haven't removed the auto buy bind from their config. I feel like that's something like the coach should just make them all do to save trouble later on, you know. Grenades into the A bomb
Ooh.
site, pulling up close, going to get taken out. Tesla's going to make his way forward, squatting towards Ivy, not seeing much of anything, and still creeping towards the site. Fnatic are in a lot of trouble here. 5-on-3 in favor of Heroic. Got some Molotovs to concede their position and probably take out JW, doing the best he can. 2 versus 5, trimmed by the bottom of the ladder, taken out by Tessus, and now it's down to Flusher with 3 more players to find. Otherwise, Fnatic are done on train. There's almost a guaranteed 2v1 here. He's waiting for the swing to try and create some space for himself. He's got a kit, but clock is ticking. Distraction being run. He's going to go through the smoke and get a 1v1 Flusher, but that's going to be that. Caden will finish off the job, 16-13 for Heroic.
Big first map from Heroic. I gotta say, the end score was a lot closer than I thought it would be after that first half from Heroic. They looked really good.
Yeah, that 11-4 CT side, it looked like Heroic was just on point, and Fnatic was not playing the game at all. So scoreline's a little deceiving because I thought Heroic played way better overall, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point, and it's a point that we'll definitely dive more into in our post-map analysis. We'll get into that after the break, though.